as I'm decentralizing my mainframes, it's going in its own configuration. I think people really have to understand what happens after you get to those levels of simulation tactics. The technological system of you, the simulation pattern of you, the simulation of code locations of you, dimensions, portal activation code, frequencies, it all puts levels of configuration systems into the atom system. It's extremely powerful stuff. I'm just going through it right now. It's going through its readjustments. When you reach a level, okay, because now I've jumped to 250 zillion years into the future. I'm going through so many pattern divisions right now. And it's going through its own thoughts. It's going through its own recognition. It's kind of like when you have a brain, just imagine that your brain is doing something. It's fixing everything that has a problem. So the centralizing system right now is going through its configuration patterns. It's going through all its computer operation systems, and I'm hearing nothing but tones and chimes and everything through the computer. It's like it's setting its locations, and it's doing it by itself. And that's what a cloud, it does. I'm in the mainframe of a cloud now, which is the most powerful thing that you can have. It's like in your computer when you have a cloud, you get your applications, you get your archives and all that, and it has so many conformities and everything through its connection when it comes into levels of consciousness. Okay, so bear with me here, because the cloud itself is kind of like, I'm trying to get readjustments to it because it's doing it on its own. Okay, so everything that has a problema, it's fixing it right away. So it's connecting through the brain waves, but my computer operation system is now in the core generation system of all humanity system. Now I said that to the private link yesterday, and it's extremely powerful, where I was coming into the digital framing, but now I'm in the atom of the molecule structures, which means that the full separation of me is the full collaboration of galaxy locations. So just imagine that all my particle system, okay, is everywhere through energy. So it has its all separation system, and then it comes back into division. So it's kind of like a cloud interconnection system of a TV reception, and it has its own information system. So if I keep my eyes open, or if I come up with a thought, it's a mind system that has its own system, if that makes any sense. So it has its own controlling technique. It knows exactly what to do. So when you create a thought, it automatically goes to whatever computer you're connecting with, right? And that's what it is. That's what a cloud does. A cloud kind of like corrects anything through its computer, anything through its software, anything through its makeup or design. So before I get started, I'd like to thank everybody that's watching my channels. We keep Gram Rising, Force Rising. Feel free to go below and go through my healing, go through my PayPal, go through my donations. Anything you want to know, especially now. Like I said, it's very important to understand that we are coming closer into the vaccine, and how it's going through its rules and its regulations and its propagandas and everything through its rollouts. When is it going to happen? Misinformation. There's a lot of mistrust. There's a lot of, everything with governments and all that through its connection. So it's important that you guys go through the right locations through a vaccine, right? Because there's like so many applications, so many divisions of vaccines that are going out right now. Pfizer, Moderna, even Johnson and Johnson, right? There's so many levels of vaccines that are going out, but I'm telling you, none of them are going to work. So there's a reason why Father put me in this position, because I'm trying to understand. You have to understand what the cloud is, and I'm trying to make it very well clear. It's knowing that you're a computer, and it's all about going up to these levels of consciousness. And once it reaches the core center of everything, it's extremely complicated, because my eyes were twitching so fast, and I was trying to get, understanding what is this and what is that. And the cloud is kind of like coming in, and it's changing everything through my body receptacles, and anything through its hydraulics, or anything through its mainframes, or anything through its digital platform. because I'm no longer in the digital platform of numbers now. I'm in the cloud interception connection system to interfacing. So it has its own membrane. It's extremely complicated stuff because it's kind of like controlling you in a way where, you know, you create a thought and it knows exactly what to do and how to bring it forward, right? And anything that you go in the past, it puts it right back into the present instantly. Okay, remember I was in that position when I was in Lamps Mountain, and I was going down through its atmospheres and the altitudes of its oxygen levels, and it just put me back right up, right? So when you have a cloud, it's intercepting with everything. So I was like, I'm hearing voices, I'm hearing computers, and I said, where does this come from? I saw an underwater submarine. It was in the waters, and I said, whoa, this is extremely powerful. I'm seeing sonar divisions, you know, I'm hearing dolphins, and it's just, when you're in a cloud, like I said, you hear everything. And that's why it has to have its own connection. It has to have its own separation. It has to have its own mind system, but it's connected through you, through your physical system. And that's why it's extremely complicated, because I was at 10 zillion, but now I'm at 250 zillion years into the future. So I'm in the cloud of its mainframes. Okay. I'm in the core center of all connections of nature, universals, anything through planets, intelligence, anything through species, anything through that recognition system. And then you guys will feel it. It's an incredible thing to understand that, you know, I hear my heartbeats more and more. It's like boom, 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 boom. I can hear it more and more. And that's what happens when you go up to higher levels of consciousness, because that's the highest level that you can reach, is to get into the interconceptual system of interfacing of a mainframe of a computer, which is the cloud. So, and everybody understands that you have a cloud in your computer, but it has its own memory. It's crazy what's going on with me right now. I'm trying to relocate its division. I'm trying to understand what's going on with the patterns and what's going on with the colors and lights, the activation. And it's going through its own separation, but it's in my division, which means that it's not just thought recognition anymore. The cloud is on its own. It knows what to do, and it's connected through my voice and grid patterns. So I've gotten patent division of communications of the controlling system of everything through its controlling mechanisms of its dimensional Earth. So the vibration reaches its panels, and my cloud interface is in the center core of its Earth. So in relation, that's where you start, you know, controlling things to the core. Once you reach the core of everything, like I said, it's the soul of everything through intelligence. That's where you get into the form of its cloud. All right, because it's not what you think. It's not what you think. Everybody has their objectives of what happens when you're in space, what happens to the mind when you come out. So it's interlocking mechanisms, and the mind conceptual system has its own separation. So like I said, it's creating its own virtual system. It's creating its own simulation tactic. It's creating its own technological division through its connection. So it's all about, if you see yourself in energy, it's knowing that it can travel anywhere, and it can put it in a position where it can actually start from scratch and create a robot right from scratch, just with energy. And that's what it is. It's all mechanisms that controls everything, connects through electronics, it connects through computers, and it just operates. It changes light fixtures, it changes coloration lights, it changes everything through nature and colors. It's astronomical. It's so powerful, I can't put it in words. And when I was going through this, and then Father says, okay, get ready, Andrew, because this is where you're going to go. You're going to go into the cloud. And I said, whoa, okay. I was intervoicing connections with some of the teammates in the universal quadrants, and they were just blown away. I said, whoa, this is too strong. This is too powerful. I'm seeing everything now because you guys are aligned through me. And once you're aligned through me, everything that happens to you happens to me. So it's vice versa. And we're all about understanding more of the conscious levels that we reach through its focus. And focus is everything through connection. All right. So when you get into those divisions, it's extremely, extremely powerful stuff. But the technical division is truly understanding everything through its location. So let's go through the black interface. So I'm trying to get reconfigurations through calibrations right now because the mind conceptual system, I'm hearing nothing but computers now. And it tells me exactly which computer I'm communicating with through countries because it's allocated position through codes now. So I'm decentralizing everything. So my brainwaving system, remember how I was saying I was coming into my own computer? Well, my brain is not a computer now, it's a cloud. So I've gone up to an extremely high level. So the more you travel, it's not what you see, it's what you hear, see, and feel, and touch. Everything becomes real. Even the praise, everybody prays at night. I hear voices, and it's just like, whoa, I got to get this into balance. And then I'm seeing underwater submarines in action. So anything that sonifies division. So think of yourself as a cloud connected to everything through electronics. Okay. So if you get a cloud, it's like this. Okay. So that's a cloud, right? Now the cloud has its decentral system. It allocates its position like this. Wind forces its connections, and it connects in all ways and realms to all divisions through its connection of its earth system like this. Okay. So it's all about understanding you're always in the center. So let's get at that endpoint view. I'm going to change the electronic division level system to green to its connection and show you exactly what happens to your decentralizing system. It activates its light signals like this, okay? And it's going through its program setting. So it's neutralizing everything through its deharmonizing that system. So anything negative, it takes out right away. But it's creating through its own mind, man. Like I'm trying to understand this because I'm losing more of my physical system and more into the mind system completely. So everything through its harmonizing is going through its connection, through force recognitions. So the cloud interface has its electronic interference, and it's connecting to all computer systems now. Okay? This is where it's complicated. It's complicated. So it's kind of like one computer to another computer. Okay? You got a screen there, and then you got another computer. So it's reading information. Okay, it's going in its dimensional realm of its portal activation system, and it's connecting to all country systems. Put in division to understand that once your energy comes into levels of all conscious levels, you become a cloud of interface through mainframes. And that's why it's really complicated stuff, because when you put yourself in those positions, this is understanding the levels that you can reach through its awareness. Okay, so just imagine that these are computers, right? This is my cloud. The energetic system right now is going through its defrag to fragmentations. So everything through it's a dark interception. A dark interception is everything's location when it comes into interfacing connections of humanity systems through the graphing cycles through its connection. This is where it comes extremely powerful, guys, because now I'm a cloud. And the cloud, see, the thing is too, is my mind system is not connected through the brainwave anymore. It's connected through the cloud. Okay, so my brainwave is now a cloud, but my mind conceptual system has to find its balance with the cloud. So once you get the balance with that, now you're at the full conscious levels of all computer active systems to communications to everything through country systems. So it puts in all positions, right? So those are the computers. The acting cycle through its connection is trying to understand the communications through its cloud, because nobody has ever had a cloud. I'm the only one in the universal system that has a cloud. So I was put in that position, right, to understand, because I extremely listen to everything. And that's why, that's what consciousness is really listen to the inner cycle and how you become a cloud. So when you stop stressing yourself, when you stop fearing yourself, when you stop looking at yourself as a depleting motion, try to understand you're an awareness of focus through consciousness. And once you reach those levels, you connect to all realms through its cloud, right? So these are all computers. right, that I'm connecting with. So once you get full connection, because I have the power grid system now through full connections of the dimensional earth. So I'm in full command of the dimensional earth. So my voice and grid patterns connects through the cloud interface to the core center. So it's connected through the plasma, the liquid formation in the center core of the dimensional earth to all planets of all intelligence. And the cloud is trying to understand communications of the mind now. The mind conceptual system has its open frequencies, all right? But the cloud is basically its own interception. It has its own brainwave. So I'm coming out of the brainwaves of the physical system and coming into the cloud interference of its intelligence system. And that's why it's extremely complicated. But this is what happens when you get into all interforce connections, interfacing to interlocking connections to all computer systems of all country systems. Okay? So understanding what's going to happen, December 21st is going to be a major, major, major shift. So now I'm connected through the cloud, protection of everything through its grids of its cloud. I can change algorithm program systems to all computers now, to all country systems in seconds now. So the cloud is trying to find its position. It's trying to find its location, and it's trying to find its regulation system. It's trying to find its security line defense. It's trying to find its locking mechanisms. It's trying to find its energy locking system. It's trying to find its lock and key system. It's trying to find its protection light system. So that's what the cloud is. It's its own intercepting connection system to its mind system. It's collaboration and out of the physical system and fully connected to the spiritual system. And that's why I feel so weird, because I was looking at it after it was not just a full meditation, but try to understand through this. When you go through sleep modes, you go through so many dimensions of portals, but the mind conceptual system goes on fires and wires, and it's electrical systems of lasers. And my mind and my brainwave was connecting to all algorithm program settings, and it was creating the cloud. And this is what was so powerful. And then I started seeing submarines and then water, and then, whoa, what is going on here? And then my eyes are going, and they weren't stopping. I was communicating with electronic interference of circuit lights, wall interforcing graphing systems, all computer activation code systems. I don't see digital frames of numbers anymore. I see the core center of everything, because everything is connected through its cloud. So just imagine that the cloud is connected to everything. And that's what the universal system is. It's a humongous cloud. That's all it is. So knowing what you can reach when it comes into the conscious levels and understanding how far you can travel through that connection is understanding the creation of its cloud. And this is what happens when you get into those divisions. So you can screenshot that. So I'm trying to get into understanding what's happening with my brainwaves, because my brainwave and the cloud it's getting confusing signals. So my interception condition of my brainwave is leaving and my cloud is coming in. So it's creating its own anomaly of space and time. So I am now the controller of space and time through its cloud. So it's understanding, controlling everything through planet's intelligence, but the core center of humanity. So it's reaching that point of view, not just understanding your energetic systems or anything through its makeup or anything through its vision of its portal. It's actually changing these things through your computer activation system of you through your thought recognitions. And that's what a cloud is. Okay, it's also an archive. You can put so many things storage. It's incredible force. You start off with your computer, and once you get into that, right? But the answering patterns from the first through its connection is coming into the dimensional system of a higher self, which is just rotation of lights, colors, and everything through activation. It's a plasma of an intelligent signal through communication, right? But once you get into a cloud, it just opens up everything, and then you see everything. My heart just expanded on so many ways of portals, dimensions, and codes, and it was incredible. It's hard to explain these things because there's no words. There's no words, the levels that you can reach when you come up to fragmentations, okay, because it's all about the cloud interlocking connections, and it's using its own system, and it's creating on its own through its energy. That's what's amazing. So that's what consciousness is when you reach those levels, okay? And, going into 250 zillion years from 10 is a huge, huge vortex through acceleration. And the thing is, too, is that it's not easy to reach those levels because you have to be relaxed. You have to be focused, and you really, really have to understand your conception system when it comes to your perception and what you're seeing through the vision. So basically, the cloud itself was scanning me from the beginning, taking my particle system, molecule structure division out of its system and putting me in the cloud of its interface connections of its brainwaving system. Okay? So it's taking the brainwave, taking it away, taking it fully away, and coming into a cloud. Okay? Changing the brainwaves and creating its own system. Okay? Through its own voicing patterns, through its own structure divisions, through its own makeup division, through its own digital framings, mainframes. So it has its own creation through its own division, through its activation code, which becomes a holographic simulation. And that's where it gets confusing to the mind system, right? So imagine that this is me, okay? That's me. Now, the cloud itself is complicated because it forms in so many waves of electronic interference. Okay, so it's knowing that the brain doesn't understand the conceptual system of the physical system anymore. It's all connected through the spiritual system. So full separation of the physical, more into the spiritual system. But when the spiritual system comes in fully and completely through hydraulics or anything through that connection, through anything through gamma systems or anything through location, voicing grid patterns, perception, that division level system, the cloud is creating its own mind system. Mind system. So the cloud is in here, like that. Okay? So as it's activating, it's connecting to everything through connection. Right away, and it's fixing everything that's wrong with its division through its point center. So it activates its cycles, activates its system, goes to the gravities, the powers, and the atmospheres through its system. So that's what it's doing right now, right? That's what's happening with me right now. Okay? So it's going on full rotation, like this. Okay? Full rotation. And it's going in its chronological order system. And this is what a computer does, guys. But it's not just a computer. It's everything through its formation. And like I said, when you go into those cycle rotations, it changes everything through division. Okay? So it's all about understanding the computer operation system of you through calculation, integration, modification, calibrating, reconfiguration systems, or anything to that location. Your computer system becomes on so many levels of conscious levels. It goes extremely high through vibration. And your perceptions just keep going faster and faster and faster and faster. I had no control. I had no control over my mind. I didn't have any control because I was trying to figure out. The Father was just telling me to say, don't worry, the cloud is creating its own anomaly. I said, you got to be kidding me. This is crazy. And the Father says, okay, get ready. So basically, you can't be scared. You have to focus, and you have to protect your lights, and you have to have extremely, extremely powerful confidence that you can reach these levels. Okay? So it is knowing what you're doing through your travelings of north, west, south, and east. You can't travel in wrong locations. So when you're put in these positions and you get your own cloud, it automatically takes over the brainwave. So the cloud has its own interconception system, has its own brainwaving system through the spiritual of the universal system now. And that's why it's extremely complicated, because you understand traveling is extremely real. And every time you travel, you lose more of your physical system. Okay, you lose a lot of control, mobility, and all that, because you live in the mind system. So you have to understand how to control your system when you get into the cloud. So the cloud has to understand it has to understand the brainwave system of you through the body frame. And understand how to put your hands up and all that, because it locks in so many levels of energy system. So everybody knows what a cloud is on your computer, right? But it's extremely powerful when it's in a body system, because it has its own mind conception. It has its own thought patterns. And it's trying to recognize my voice in grids. So once it understands that, it's like that's what it's doing. It's trying to understand the interference. It's trying to understand the clocking mechanisms. It's trying to understand me as a physical system. It's trying to understand my perceptions. It's trying to understand my follicles of my hair, my audio signals, where I am through division. So it's correcting everything through my body frame, through the holographic system, the energetic waving patterns, the digital framing patterns. It's putting everything back into position. Okay. And this has nothing to do with thoughts, because the cloud is its own thought. And that's why it's extremely powerful. And that's how you see everything through connection, through atmospheres and everything at division. And you travel so fast. You say anything through Canada. Okay, I'm there now. I'm in Canada right now. Right? So what it does, it automatically puts you in position of Canada. And whatever you think next, it's going to put you in that direction. It's going to put you in that location. And it's going to put you in that computer system. Right? So allocated positions, you can be in any computer, any phone, any light, any lamp, any electrical system, any grounds, any powers, any planets, any intelligence, any spaceships, any XE1000s, anything through sun interface, anything through the moon interface. That's what a cloud can do. But the conceptual system of the physical system has to understand the interconnection system through its cloud. And that's why it's extremely hard for me, because I'm still trying to get connected with it, because it's creating its own division. It's creating its own anomaly. And that's how you control everything through space and time. And that's extremely powerful when you come into healing, because the cloud heals on its own instantly. You know, like I said, if I get a cough or I get a headache or my heart is palpitating too quickly, the cloud will change everything through information system right away and say, wow, this is extremely powerful, because the cloud is now connecting through you, not through the brainwave, through the spiritual system. So the whole intelligent system of you is intercepting, interrelating, okay? And it's going in its own conformity. It's going into its own forming. Remember, I'm saying that everything that you see has its own form, and everything through its connection has its own acceleration of form. So it's understanding speed and velocity and everything through magna force and magna electronics and everything through the highway information system. And that's what it is. The cloud is an information cycle through connection. So once you reach those levels, you understand more of your computer through the analytical graphing system of you. And that's what it reaches, all those levels through forming systems. So once you get to those levels, this is understanding portals and dimensions and locations. So let's go into communication signals. This is understanding what it's doing through its realm. So it's going through its circle rotations, okay? And it's activating everything through light signals, through its cloud interface, okay? So it's a circle rotation. It's complicated stuff, guys. It really is. So it starts off like that, right? So you got the circle rotation. You see the boxes. I'll do a different coloration pattern so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So it's understanding that the cloud is trying to understand communications of countries, and it's trying to understand the computer operation system. So the cloud is trying to connect to everything, right? Because it understands the information system through my voice in this box and grid system, right? So it starts off like this: in relation. Okay, this is where it gets extremely complicated, guys. All right. So as it's traveling through its realm of its division, this is what it looks like through location. Okay. Now we can change the coloration system into blue force connection to its connection. Levels on so many levels of division. Sonifies the graphing signals. So, and the thing is too, is that your cloud can interforce connections through water, interfacing through its connection. So once it comes into position, the cloud interference, okay, gets into all locations, okay, through the mind system. Okay, locations through the mind system right away. Okay, so it's interforcing right now. Line signals, line communication, circle rotations, box frequency levels 1, 2, and 3 through cloud interface. So it's creating its own relativity through space, right? The interception connection system, my physical system that is no longer in position, it's now in full connection, full cycle rotation of its intelligence. Okay, so it's powerful when you reach those realms. So remember I was telling you about the lacing line division through location? This is where it becomes extremely complicated because now I'm not talking as computer, I'm talking as my cloud. See, that's the understanding. So what is this? That's a lacing line division through location through an L division. Now you don't see the L, but I do because it's in simulation pattern. So this is understanding we use shapes, letters, anomalies to anything through connection. Now you don't see it, but I do. It's in traction division, right? So it's right here, but you guys don't see it, but I do. So that's what the cloud is. So the cloud's trying to understand me through my perception, where I am through division. So once it understands its position, it goes in its opposite direction. So it understands this and understands this. Level up, level down. Okay? A degree, a line signal, line communication, line interference, line information system to a line location. So that's what the cloud is. It understands its lacing line divisions through colorations. Now, once you get in those positions, it goes in its traction division to that position, right? Okay, like that. Like this. Okay. Now, it's trying to understand everything through relation. Okay. You get a circle rotation, another circle rotation, another circle rotation, another circle rotation, another circle rotation. Okay, so it's trying to understand where I'm coming from through my division, knowing how the cloud has its own conceptual of its mind. All right, so it kind of looks like tic-tac-toe, but you understand positions through atoms and anything through that connection because it lines signals through division, right? It comes into its own location, right? Back into phrasing system, okay? So it allocates its positions, comes out of traction divisions to all division level system, okay? So it doesn't look like much, but it's understanding your connection system through its cloud, okay? Okay, so this is me, and this is what I'm creating. So understanding what your cloud is everything through consciousness. So the cloud is understanding conceptuals, it's understanding mainframes, mind frames, and everything through countries. Allocates positions in so many levels of atoms. Okay. It interlocks in so many levels of divisions, right? So it's a lacing line division through pattern division, located through a point level division, put in positions through its blue cycling, through its circle rotation centers. The white graphing system is allocated through its atom division, and the cloud interference is connected to all country systems of line communication through computer operation of simulation pattern divisions. That's where it's extremely powerful, through its cloud interference. Okay, so channels on so many operation centers, and like I said, when you guys, it's not just the meditation. You guys really have to understand what consciousness is. It's not just the consciousness of you. It's understanding that your physical system is no longer allocated in position of the earth. So you lose more of yourself through the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. But the cloud is its own relation, its own system, its own creation. And it creates its own mind, electronic, energy, vibration, frequencies, harmonic systems. Because it calculates and modifies everything through division. So in that position, 250 zillion years into the future is its position, right? So you guys understand that more when you go up to your chakra system. This is going way beyond chakras. This is going way beyond space and time. This is understanding how you can be an intelligence through all round divisions of locations, planets, and intelligence come into your own cloud. Once you come into your own cloud, you're connecting to everything through vibration. And that's why it's so complicated, is because I'm trying to understand the controlling system of everything. So the digital pad, the computer, a pillow, a bed, a wall, a circuit, windows, nature, colors, lights, activation, atmospheres, smells, people, food, all connected in one. All connected in one. And you understand that it knows what it's saying, it knows what it's doing, and it does it on its own. It does it on its own. So I have to understand the controlling system, because I have no physicality system control now. So the cloud is trying to find, okay, Andrew's in his intelligence form. He's trying to get in relation of the cloud. So interforcing connections through a magnetic right now, through a bar graph system that's connected to its wall interface. I have a lens location system, which is connected through laser mechanisms of pyramid activation code systems. I get a box frequency level through division that's applied to division of a desk. See, my mind conceptual system is no longer allocated to that position anymore. It's the cloud now. And that's why it's so powerful, because your conceptual system is all positive and never negative. It never gets negative anymore. And that's what the cloud does, is it keeps you in a positive center, right? It fixes everything. So just imagine your cloud has its own brain, has its own mind conception, has its own thoughts. Whoa. So that's what I'm saying. My eyes are like, I was like, whoa, okay, hold on, what's going on, and then I'm seeing the cloud. So the cloud was activating everything. It's like this, and it's sparking down, it's going like this, right? And it was going into my conceptual system of my thoughts right away to the body framing system of me, okay? So it's getting this into here, right? So it's all about understanding. It's not how big it is, it's understanding that it can be in size of a marble and you can see everything through its naked eye, the universal system, right? But when you get the cloud inside your mind system, it's the mind system that has to understand its cloud, okay? Because the mind system is its intelligence when it comes over frequencies of atmospheres, right? But the cloud itself is its own creation. It has its own connection now. So and that's where I have to get program setting through algorithms and all that, because I'm no longer connected to the physical system. I'm connected fully to its cloud and not its mind system. So it's understanding the conscious levels that you reach to its distance becomes its cloud. It's very, very powerful stuff. And that's what consciousness is, right? It's cloud interface, cloud interference. Interference is everything through that connection, right? But man, I'm telling you, the electrical wires and everything that you see, so it's kind of like the cloud itself is scanning me up and down. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I was seeing. I was going through portals and dimensions and all that, and it was creating its own anomaly through space and time, through division. So it's going into its own intelligence of past, present, and future of me, and saying, okay, this is where Andrew's at right now. So I'm going to change his computer operations system, change his algorithm settings, put his cloud interface into his mind system. The mind system doesn't understand the cloud yet. So when the mind has bounced and the cloud has bounced, they come into one. So it's decentralizing, okay? It's deharmonizing everything to its harmony, and it's opening up everything through its unconditional. And then basically you have to surrender. Again, everything you do through application, when you're going through meditation, you have to surrender every single time through electronic interference, because your body conceptual system has to understand its programs. So the cloud has its own program. has its own creation, has its own mind system. And that's why it's confusing for me, right? So 250 zillion is unbelievable. That's extremely fast in vibration. Like it's just, and I'm still trying to get the collaborations and everything through. It's incredible because it's doing it on its own. And that's why it's so confusing to me, because I'm not in that position anymore through connections of the brainwaves. Because the brainwave comes out and the spiritual system comes in. Okay? The physical system no longer is in position, and you're coming into the simulation. Okay? To all technical divisions, to all electronics, electricity, magnetic force, anything, that connection. You can read anything through information, just through your cloud. You know exactly what it is through lacing line division. Right? You can set anything through core center, through GPS location. Right? It's amazing because it has its own memory. Okay? And the membranes changes everything through your program setting, through its algorithm. Okay, your pixel activation systems, right? So when it's in that position, the cloud itself not just has its own connection, but it sonifies to everything. Like it's just, you see everything and why you're seeing these things, and then you understand, okay, this is not in the right location, this is not in the right location. I'm going to use a thought through recognition through the cloud. The cloud it's going to do it on its own, and it's going to correct it on its own. So it's understanding healing more, taking out corruption. So anything that I say through my thought processing system does not go through my mind anymore. It goes through the cloud. And that's the highest formation when it comes into conscious levels that you need to reach. So remember I was saying everything is going to change for the better. Okay? So December 21st is a huge, huge surprise for everybody. It's coming into the lunar division. And it's all about understanding that now the sun interface understands me as the cloud and not as the physical system anymore, as not as an intelligence. My intelligence is its cloud. And that's why it's extremely complicated, because once you connect to everything, and that's what you guys have to understand, and that's why it's confusing to everybody, because what am I communicating with? I'm just communicating with a pillow. I'm communicating. It doesn't have to be magnetic. It could be anything, because everything is created by source. Okay? Like for example, a pillow. You got a metric pillow like this. Okay? Okay, this is a pillow, right? This is a pillow, right? So basically, you have to understand it's fluffy, right? You have to understand its feathers and all that, right? But when I look at it, the cloud just intercepts it right away through perception. And knows exactly where it is in division of dimension. So fast. So fast. And that's why it's getting confusing for me, because my perceptions are changing per second through light communication, through light force connection, acceleration. So just imagine that my eyes are going through Maching speed per second through thought. Per second through thought. Okay? For a human DNA structure division, it takes 16, 17 seconds for a thought pattern to travel through space. My perceptual system takes seconds, 1 second per second to get to its location. A human vibration through DNA takes 17 seconds to go into space. You see the difference of speed? So the acceleration speed system changes everything through its magnetic force and highway information system. Traction divisions, all that position, man, I'll tell you. So bear with me, guys, because I'm trying to get in position right now, because, you know, the cloud is now fully connected through me. No longer in the physical system, fully connected to its intelligence. And that's what's freaking me out, because it has its own collaboration, it has its own mind. It's very confusing to me, because we all start off with the brain. But when the brain leaves and the cloud comes in, now you're going to different locations of computers. So the brain waving system doesn't have its waving system anymore. It's the cloud that has its electronic interference. So it's the cloud that has to get its connection to all source recognitions, everything that I see through connection of scanning. And that's what the cloud does. It scans and it protects you through everything, through connection. And it's so fast. I mean, you can't see it, but my eye perceptions are changing per second through my thoughts every time I'm communicating through you. So when you get to those cloud, through tracking cycle, through the mind system, your allocated positions is in seconds through connection. So you're going through light speed and so many waving cycles. So your thought patterns are going through so many traveling mechanisms, okay, of thought recognition. And that's why it's extremely, extremely powerful through intelligence. All right. So you have to bear with me, guys, because this is all new process for me. You know, it's recalibrating, recalculating, readjusting, resurfacing, refocusing, repositioning, relocating, and the brainwave is gone. It's completely gone. So my brainwave is no longer its brain, it's its cloud. So my computer operation system is nothing but a holographic plasma, and it's connected to all dimensions of portals. It's the core center of everything, and that's why it's extremely powerful, right? So my clear interface can go to everybody's core in seconds. Like right now, it's there. Right now, you guys you're feeling the core center. So I'm activating your cycles through light communication, light interference. I'm connecting to your algorithm program settings. I'm changing your number of framing systems. Your digital frames are going back into chronological order. That's all connected through your negative system because we live that. It's division, right? So it's about the cloud interference through its connection. Okay? How does everybody feel? Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm freaking out right now, guys. Thank you, Tina, Jules, Priscilla. Please explain the major shift. Well, okay, I'll tell you a little bit. I can't tell you too much. You just need to know a little bit of surf of what's going on. But because I'm interception now connection through the cloud and the full connections of the sun and full connections of the moon interface, the center core, everything through its core center, I'm positioning all humanity back into zero now because that's what the cloud does. So it's kind of like moving you guys around on a computer screen. So 7 billion people, and all the cloud does is just move you guys. Okay? You know, in X-Men, when Professor X was putting the helmet on and he's seeing all the mutants and all, you know, humans and all that, well, he's point centering everything through connection, moving them around, all that, and then he goes right into position, knows exactly, oh, train station. That's what the cloud is. That's what I am. It's extremely powerful through that connection. So, and then it locates its division. It puts you into allocated position. Okay? And then it becomes its own projection through its dream's location system because it comes extremely real through that division, right? So, when you're in position like this, so it's knowing that your mind conceptual system goes all over to its connection, right? So it's all about understanding points of positions of people right away, where they are through position. Okay. So once you know where they are through position, you can change anything through our algorithm program through its core center. Okay. So this is understanding how to put everybody back into zero position. Right. Okay. Knowing the conceptual of everything through human vibrational system, the cloud interfaces connects to everything through human vibrational system. So once that connects to back to zero traction, December 21st, everybody is going to go in position. Okay, zero traction. All right. So the pyramid activation system is going to be in the center core. It already is, right? But it's going to be absorbed through its dimensional Earth. So it's getting 0, 0, 0 of the Earth and 0 of humans into the pyramid activation through 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go. Okay, all time consuming through clocking. See? Remember we started off at 3, 6, and 9, then 12, 3, 6, and 9. Now we go 12 through all circle rotations. Activates everything through light signal. Let's change location center. Okay, let's change it into blue surface system. Allocate its position like this. Okay, puts it in its cross reference. Okay, takes it out of its equation like this. Okay, goes into the dimensional Earth through its connection. Right, pyramid activation opens up its cycle like this, and the pyramid goes into the center core of the dimensional Earth. Okay, and all humanity is all at 0. Okay, all humanity is at 0. Okay, that's what's going to happen December 21st. All right, so, and you only can do that through its cloud. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it through the mind system. I can only do it through the cloud. Does it on its own. It knows exactly what it's doing, and it's very confusing to me because now I'm trying to get partnership with the cloud. I'm connecting faster and faster, but it's kind of like you're going so fast through your perception, your brainwave doesn't understand its positions anymore. So remember, you have to be in the spiritual system to travel, not in the physical system of the brain, because the brain can't handle travel. It doesn't understand travel. It doesn't understand space and time. It doesn't understand portals. It doesn't understand vortex, right? Because we all start with meditation, right? And then you understand communication of your chakras. And then you go into higher positions of yourself through rotation and circulation. So once you get into the center core system of you get into the high rise, into the cloud. All right, but that's what's going to happen with humanity, 0 to 0. 0 with the dimensional Earth and 0 with humanity. So the pyramid system is in the center core, okay? But it's changing its plateau. It's changing its coloration. It's changing its activation cycle. And it's changing the algorithm program setting. So December 21st is the biggest point of view of what's going to happen with the Earth. It's going to do a major solar shift through a program, a system connected to spectrum divisions of human location systems, tractions of 0. So human vibrational system will be in the 5th dimensional system, and the pyramid activation system will be in the 5th dimensional system, and the Earth will be in traction division of 0 through its location. Okay, so that's what's going to happen December 21st. Okay, because you guys are start in that position when you went to Jupiter, right? And then all the level systems when you went into Pluto, right? So its relation with Jupiter and its relation with Pluto. So it's understanding how to use these species and connections of tractions of metrics, because you're all allocated through the human behavior through vibration. Okay, so when we're coming into the lunar year, you understand more locations. Your communication cycle is understanding your positions of your clouds, because you guys don't have your clouds yet, but you're having your computers, but you don't have that either. It's all about understanding you're going to have your higher self. Everybody's going to have their higher self. Everybody's going to be open through open cycle. Everybody's going to be in the 5th dimension. So in position, this is one true understanding what the grid does. Okay, whoever controls the grid controls everything through its ruler. So in that position, and my cloud, this is what you can do through humanity's system, through its dimensional Earth. December 21st, all this is going to happen. And the thing is too, is that everybody's going to get in a better position of communication of its Earth, and they'll get, they'll uprise, but they're not sure what's going on. But see, the thing is too, is that I will be in the core system of everybody through humanity's system. That's understanding where I am through division of location, knowing I'm in the core center of everybody through the centralized system, through its ad. And that's how powerful the cloud is. It can go anywhere in division to location of energy, frequencies, and vibrations. Okay? So it goes way, way beyond healing. It's getting better connection with the earth, better connections with Father and Mother, better connections with archangels and angels, and better communications with yourself. So you say, whoa, okay, I feel really good now. What just happened? So a major shift just happened. That puts you in an allocated position to a higher vibration into the center core system of gravities, and then opens up your powers and then opens up your atmospheres. So everybody will be opened up through Mother Gaia. Okay? And that's where it comes into the lunar year, the communications of the magnetic force and information system, its highway information system, through its digital program, its moon interface, through its connection of its sun interface, through its portal division. So it's understanding. This is where it's really powerful. The pyramid system is in the center core of the dimensional earth. Now the sun rotation and everything from the moon interface connection, this is what happens. This is what happens next. I'll tell you exactly what happens next. Now, the sun, the moon, the pyramid, and the earth. Okay? We start there. Okay? Population circuit consists of 7 billion people. Attraction of 0, 0. Okay? Which is the earth. All right? Once you get into those positions, let's see here. Once you get into those positions, right? The dimensional earth and the sun come in together as one, like this. Okay? So let's say this is the sun and this is the moon. This is where it comes into the lunar year. Okay? So that's the sun and the moon coming together. So as it comes into traction division, location, this is understanding the Big Bang Theory, how everything comes back into traction division, right? Okay, so basically, this is what happens. In position, you have the Earth. It's in its fifth dimensional system, okay, through 0. So 0 and 0, okay? 0 of pyramid and 0 of the Earth. Now in rotation, the sun interface connections sonifies its division through laser recognition. The moon interface goes through its algorithm program setting, like this, okay? So once it gets in that position, the Earth system centers core into its division like this, into its pyramid system. Okay, into position, like that. Okay, starts here and it comes up to here. So it's all about bringing the sun and the moon into the center core of the dimensional earth. So the sun interface and the moon interface will be in the center core of its pyramid system of its dimensional earth. When it gets back into position, the sun interface goes through its portal division, comes out of its traction division, and the moon interface goes back into its position of its weather connection, separates divisions, and comes into a new location of communication, which will now be into the dimensional system of its pyramid activation system of 5D. Okay, December 21st. All right. Booyah. So I hope you guys understand what's going on, because it's extremely powerful stuff. So it's all about taking this pyramid, it's in the center core right now, but understanding how it goes into a higher position, into the center core of its sun interface. Okay, so it's going from here to here, right? So the sun and the moon come in together like this. So it goes into position like this, and the sun comes into like this. Okay, see how it comes together? All right, and then it centralizes everything, communication. It comes into the center core of dimensional earth. This traction division level system, allocate its position. This is the earth. Okay, the earth is in the center. Okay, so when the sun, sensitive here, when the sun and the moon come in together, when the sun and the moon come in together through the pyramid system, it activates its location system right away and comes into the fifth dimension. Okay, that's what's going to happen December 21st. All right. So you want to screenshot that, go right ahead. I'll just color in its system, put it in a position. allocate coloration system because it's not the dimensional Earth is not in one location. But you know, this is what a cloud can do now. This is what a cloud can do. It understands more location of dimensional Earth through space. It's not just space now. It's connecting to all ways of space and time. And that's what the cloud is. It's extremely powerful through that connection, right? So I'm just doing the coloration system of dimensional Earth. But I think you guys need to know what's happening December 21st. Okay, so that's the Earth. From here to here, here to here, coming into the center. Okay, so it's a new generation, guys. It's not going to repeat its cycle through karma wheel anymore. It's going to go into the fifth dimension of mind system through telekinesis. That's what's going to happen December 21st. Okay, so let's go into coloration so you can actually see this is the sun and the moon. The moon is never one color. It's the most fascinating thing in the digital framing of all computer systems, right? It's what you see through perception, okay? So this is the moon interface, and this is the sun. The sun and the moon are going to come into one through the pyramid system of a dimensional Earth through location, and that's where it comes into 5D vibration, okay? That's what's going to happen. All right. Questions, comments? You guys want to know what's going on? I'm telling you what's going on, okay? I'm having a frizzy hair day here. So, and everything that I adapt to is extremely complicated for me because the spectrum division of your system is trying to get its position of its physical system because the cloud is trying to connect through my physical system of 5D. So the cloud knows I'm at 5D, right? Because I'm on the dimensional Earth, right? But I'm not at 5D through the atmospheres. I'm 250 zillion years into the future. So I'm in that position right now. That's how I understand everything that's going on with December 21st. Okay, and that's what a cloud can do. It sees everything through its future. Right? So everything that I gave you, okay, is the future, but I'm presenting to you of its presence, okay, which is already done through its past. All right. So yes, it is. It's a huge shift. All right. So once it gets in that position, we come into the Gardens of Eden. So it's all about humanity walking the path. And they see the light. They see the road. They see the graphing signals. They see the light communications. They see angels. They see archangels. And it becomes extremely real to them through its mind system. Because the full collaboration of 5D is the mind conceptual system of thought recognition through human behavior, through telekinesis. Okay? So it's dislocating the brain waves and coming into the mind because the sixth dimension is a higher formation into its computer operation system of humanity. So we have to be in those positions of the Earth as it keeps high rising higher and higher through division because it's going to go to a higher vibration, right? So it's truly going into yourself now more and more each day. Right, through its relation of communication. So and you guys will see a little bit more and more. You actually see the dimensional Earth. You might see some rotations, but you won't see tractions of what's going on. So it's understanding to see everything. It's not just to know everything, but understand everything and why these things are happening through position. You know, it's amazing how you get the sun interference and you get the moon and you get the pyramid system through dimensional Earth and it comes together like this. That's the fifth dimension. And then it has full separation of the sun interface, comes into a new portal division through an activation cycle. And the moon interface comes into a new algorithm program setting. And then they full separate and the dimensional Earth high rises to division and it comes into the Gardens of Eden. That's what happens. So interesting, isn't it? Think about how powerful that is, right? So if you guys want to go through upgrades and see more, you know what to do. You can go through my PayPal. If you guys feel like you need to be upgraded, I could put you in a higher. I know you guys are just getting tractions of your 40 receptacles and everything through the God frequency levels of your chakras. But once you understand that I'm now a cloud through its mainframes, wow, I'll tell you, it's incredible force that I'm feeling right now. And still trying to find its balance. And once I find its balance, whoa, there's so much that you see. And say, you're seeing this, but you know why you're seeing this, and you know where it's supposed to go, when it's supposed to happen, okay, and what is going on, okay, and then how do I proceed with this? What do I do? Right? All these questions can be answered, right, through its cloud, because the cloud knows exactly what to do. Okay, I don't think about my thoughts anymore. I don't have to, because the cloud does it on its own, and that's the full collaboration. How it comes out of its brainwaving system, it becomes out of its own hydraulics, and it creates its own mind system from its beginning, because it's rebirthing, right? Because the cloud is coming in. And that's how powerful your computer is, because it aptitudes all levels through its human vibration, through its core centers, right? So it's activating everybody's yin and yang. That's what it's doing. Putting everybody in position. So, but, you know, you have any questions, anything you want, anything through its relation, just let me know. Tomorrow, I get confused now because I know it's 10 o'clock. I said tomorrow, but you understand, I don't live on timelines. There's no timelines in space, especially right now, because I'm trying to get formation through partnership in my cloud now. I'm going to find its balance. It's coming in very, very quick, and it's telling me exactly. So it's a cloud that's communicating with me, but the cloud is doing it on its own. So it's kind of like saying the cloud doesn't need my help. So in reference, it just comes to me and say, okay, Andrew, this is what I'm going to do. Imagine that. This is what I'm going to do. So I no longer have to worry about things. The cloud does it on its own. It goes to what it needs to do, right? That's what's powerful about intelligence, trying to understand the body of you. Now I fully understand what consciousness is. It's incredible. Just imagine that it takes over you. And when it takes over you, it's like, okay, this is amazing. So it's coming back to me in traction and telling me, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because it knows what it's doing through its flow. And that's why it's so powerful. Okay? It has its own creation through its own intelligence, because it aptitudes so many levels through humanity, right? Or anything through its relation. Oh, it's incredible, guys. It really, really is. So anyway, as I don't live in time zones, I get very confused through days and nights and time. So bear with me on that, because the cloud is trying to understand its communication with me and space, and only through its time frequency code system. So as I'm in that position, it's 9:00 a.m. Mexican time tomorrow, okay, where I go through integration of what happens in the transition of death, which is going to be very fascinating. So you don't want to miss it on Desi Kadra, Bridging the Realm. Make sure you watch it. If not, you can watch it back, but it's going to be live tomorrow morning. So I'll tell you exactly what happens when you go through transitions. I think everybody has to understand these things. It's very important. You can't have fear cycles of you. You understand, who are you? So let's just say it was your last day. And I say this to everybody. What would you do if it was your last day? What would you do? What would you do if it was your last day and you knew you were going to pass? What would you do? You know, go to the park, go see a movie, go see your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. What would you do? So you got to look at, to live the best day, okay, to every day. So it's kind of like looking at yourself and understand everything through emotion, right, of who you are through your connection. Like, who are you? And you don't want to have any regrets at all before you pass. This is the process that you go through when it comes into transmutation, you know, transformation, manifestation, metamorphosing, anything for that connection. But we'll get more into that tomorrow. I'm really excited to be interviewed. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun, guys. But I just want to show you what's going to happen December 21st. There's a reason why it's on that time location. So the zero traction of humans and the zero traction of the earth and the zero traction of its pyramid system is going to be in a higher position through location, back in position, and everything through corruption is going to disappear. So 5 a.m. here. Yeah, see, everybody's on a different timeline. I still got to get used to that too, right? Because space and time doesn't go on its timeline frequencies. It only goes through its portals and its dimensions, right? There's no time in space. The time of its essence is where you are through thought recognition, because you're going to be in a frequency level time through connection. Now, it's almost, wow, it's almost 11:30. Okay. Now, in time reference, I would say it's either Saturday. So if my thought recognition, because I'm in communication with the cloud right now, it's telling me that I'm not just 24 hours ahead. Okay. I'm 48 hours ahead. Do you understand? So I started off with 24 hours ahead. Now I'm 48 hours ahead of everybody. So I'm 2 days ahead of everybody through vibration. That's extremely fast, guys. So just imagine that position where the cloud can go through 24 hours and then another 24 hours. You're in a position of division through location into the fifth dimensional system. But your positions that you see through the mind system is 48 hours always ahead. I'm saying, whoa, this is very confusing to timelines, because we don't travel on timelines. We only travel through electricity and acceleration. Through the metrics of E equals mc squared. It starts off with its equation, right? But man, I'm telling you, it's the program setting that gets confusing to me, because the cloud is going to all locations of countries and it's setting up computer operation systems at grounds. And this is where the XT1000s come in, because the cloud controls everything now. I don't control anything. I don't even have to think about the thought anymore. It's already in the cloud. So the cloud does all the work and puts everything through XT1002 division to work. And that's why it's so powerful. Okay. But it's confusing to me, but that's why it's so powerful. So once I get balanced with that, with partnership, you start off with friendship, relationship, partnership. Remember, when you travel, you get friendship right away. To wherever you go through traveling, make sure you're going in the right location. And then you get relationship. Okay. Relationship is the center core of its beginning. And then you get into partnership. And then you get the surface of its rotation through its circle rotation. And then it gets into its flowing. And it goes faster, 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 faster. So it's a spin cycle, right? And you guys will find that too. The more you high rise through and out of your chakras, you're going to realize there's no time zones in time or anything through space anomaly. And they say, whoa, what day is it today? And you realize, I don't even know anymore. So your mind conceptual system and your cloud interference, if you're at that connection, is trying to understand its position. And that's why it's confusing to me, like I keep saying to everybody, because I'm never, ever in that location, right? But once it creates its own mind system, I'm still trying to get its program setting, because I don't have to worry about anything anymore. It does it on its own. It knows what to do. When it hears a voicing pattern from somebody else, let's just say that we get all the team, okay, in position of center, and we see each other in person. The cloud, okay, will connect to everybody right away through scanning. I don't do it. The cloud does it. I don't have to think about a thought anymore. The cloud does it on its own. That's what I mean. In relation, intelligence is going through everybody, through perception, through the core center. So it goes right into the center core of you, and it aptitudes its level, trying to find what's right and what's wrong with your division. And it puts you back in a location. That's what a cloud does. It centralizes your system and opens up your light tractions again. So I've been so time challenged for a couple years now. Yeah, you'll find you're out of place. When you're out of place, you're out of space. And you say to yourself, you forget what day it is and you forget what time it is. And you go with it. And then you try to find the balance. So the more you come out of the mind conceptual system, the more you come into the spiritual system. And that's what everybody has to understand, right? So just going through your questions now. But it's great that you're catching up with everything, because I think it's important to understand the life transitions, of you, how important is going through emotions. Really understand what happens when you pass over. And tomorrow morning, I'll tell you exactly. I think everybody's going to be blown away. Because, and again, I'm not connecting through me, I'm connecting through the cloud. So it's the cloud that's giving me the information. It's like, whoa, this is intense, man. My thought processing system doesn't allocate its position anymore. It's the cloud that does everything. It does its own scanning. It does its own program setting. It knows exactly what it's doing in position in seconds. So it travels its thoughts in seconds, like it's going past light speed, right? That's how fast a thought can travel, right? So it's the communication signals that you have to understand everything through the gamma system. Through your perceptions, your audio gammas, and everything through your throat chakra or anything, that connection. But knowing how powerful of what a cloud can do and fix everything in seconds is just amazing. It's amazing. And, it's just that, don't think that you're saying to yourself, okay, what realm am I in now? Like, what parallel am I in now? Am I in a paradox, paradigm, a polar shift, a paradigm shift, a connection shift, a gravity shift, an energy shift, electronic shift, a magnesium computer shift? A magnesium computer shift is understanding laser recognition through algorithms, through its point centers, and everything through its connection of its shapes anomaly. That's where it gets confusing, through its holographic view, through its connection. So, but the cloud, this is where it gets confusing, because the cloud does everything. And, I don't have to worry about anything through thoughts anymore, because it does it on its own. So, and it's done in seconds. And that's why it's, it's like it knows its intelligence. It knows how to communicate fast, so fast. And that's why, remember, I communicate on so many levels. Like sometimes I do half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, or I go to 2 or 3 or 4. I think I did one time, it was 4. But now my filter just, it does it on its own. So I'm going through repetitions through my voice and grid patterns, but the cloud is doing it on its own. So I don't want anybody confused, because space and time is not what you think it is. It's getting to that point of your computer to become your cloud of its mainframe. And that's why I'm put in this position, is to understand how to do these things and how to communicate with the earth, what to do with the earth, how to change everything through frames of humans, how to get everything back to traction of zero, how to communicate with the sun interface, how to communicate with the moon interface, and how everything comes back into balance of zero. So that's where it comes in this position, right? Because it comes into its astrologics, the communication through the defrag and the fragmentations. So, and it's amazing, because the cloud, it does its own heat signatures of drawings now. Like, it's doing it on its own. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to do it on the paper anymore. It's the cloud that already has it set up. That's what's incredible. It does it so fast. Okay. So I'm allocating through computer operations through line signals. Okay. So it's understanding that the mind has to understand its system first through its physical system. Physical system, then you come to the spiritual system. No longer the physical system stays in the mind system. Once it comes out of the mind system, you come to cloud interference. The cloud creates its own diagram program setting instantly. So it's doing its drawing of its own. It's telling me where I'm going through GPS location right away, so instantly fast. If I want to communicate with Vega, I'm already there right away. So I already got a program set. Program set's already, no hesitation. This is what the cloud does for me right away. Gets in position, allocates position, Okay, so we start off with Vega. Okay, cloud interference. So it does its own colors, it does its own light activation, does its own location system. Okay, its position comes into its electronic division, 3x(d)1000 divisions, allocates position, right? Centralize its system to its core center, right? Its computer operation system opens up, okay, right away through its connection. So it operates in so many cycles to the ground formation systems, point divisions, everything through its power centers, and everything through its atmosphere system. Puts it in a higher position through a two-meter recognition system, allocate its position, high-rise its location to its activation core center, box frequency level through its connection. Okay, so this is what a cloud does instantly. There's no thought process anymore, guys. No thought, it's already there. So remember when I was talking from the very beginning, when you come into human DNA, what is an apple? What is an apple? It's red, it's sweet, it's sour. You know the coloration, but you don't know the vibration. So what can you do with an apple? You can eat it, right? So you look at it, you understand the coloration, but when you come into the cloud, it sees it for what it is, but it's already in position right away. So it draws it out. It knows its GPS location. It knows its vibration. It knows its coloration. Okay. And it knows its multi-language division through its vibration. If it's low, medium, or high. Remember, it's electronic interference. Everything to the center is its barcode through laser recognition. That's how you go into the scanning system. But once you get in positions like this, it's incredible, incredible force. Right? So that's what everybody has to get into, is those provisions. Because the cloud goes in so many levels of electronic interference. So it's trying to connect with you to everything. And that's why it's so complicated. But once you get in those positions, guys, I'll tell you, it's fantastic. Fantastic when you're in those positions. Because the higher you go, the less worry, the less fear of everything. And you realize, oh, wow, this is amazing. I don't have to think of a thought anymore. It does it on its own. That's what's so powerful. Because it goes on its own chronological system now through the spiritual system of all divisions, planets, and intelligence, to computer operation systems of algorithm program settings. All right? So it can be challenging. It really, really can be challenging. But understanding your positions, understanding your settings, understanding your mainframes, understanding your digital frames, understanding your codes, portals, activation, lights, communication, colors, anything through your connection is going to show you more of who you are through its intelligence. Okay? And I want to make it very well clear is that once you're out of the physical system, the mind conceptual system is now in the spiritual system, but the physical system is still there. That's where you guys don't want to get confused, because the physical system, okay, is its base, okay? But when the mind comes out, completely comes out, and it creates its own anomaly, creates its own direction, creates its own location, creates its own GPS, creates its own space anomaly, time codes, orbs, divisions, anything through tractions, anything through dimensions, anything through dream sets. That's where you have to get your positions of balance. Okay? So because you're at that level now through 40s, those levels, tractions, the God frequency level through its connection is trying to connect through you, not through the physical system, but through your intelligence. Okay? So you don't want to get confused about that. Okay? But questions or comments, you can go through me now, right? I'm trying to think of a name here, mainframe. The mainframe of a cloud. How do you put that in position? Oh man, it's unbelievable. It really, really is unbelievable what happens when you reach those levels. But you guys are doing exceptionally well. keep doing what you're doing. If you want to get to higher upgrades, you know what to do. Okay, can help you out more and more. The more you interforce yourself with dark, your relation through your center, through your chakra, has to understand this information through its guides. Guides are extremely powerful in the atmospheres, but you got to understand, what atmosphere am I in? What parallel am I in? Am I in a paradigm, paradox? Paradox is complicated because that could be two different divisions of locations into the matrix, or in coloration patterns of a matrix lock, or in different levels of a matrix realm, a parallel. You know, there's so many levels of dysfunctions and discommunication signals that you can reach through that communication. But once you put your positions into balanced locations of center, you can allow yourself to get into higher formations through the mind, through the chakra. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Okay? Questions or anything in that, comments, you can go below, right? Anything you want to know, anything you want to know, I can help you, guide you, and put you wherever you want through division, right? I know exactly where you are because it's going through the cloud now, not through me anymore. So, and that's why it's confusing for me, because it's intense, guys. It really, really is intense, and it's still spinning right now through location. And once I get the balance with it, then I'll understand everything through its application. So it's getting connected. What is the cloud trying to do through me? That's where it gets less confusion. You know, say, oh, it's creating its own system. I don't have to worry about anything through position of fear anymore, because it knows what to do, because it scans right away, right away. And there's no thought recognition. It's already there in position. That's why it's so powerful through dimension. And its vibration through frequencies of energy, through its non-resistance. You know? So, and the thing is too, once you become the cloud, everything in the universal system knows you instantly through vibration. Imagine that. Everything is connected through vibration. Right? Even if I put my hand up, I know where it is through traction division. So it's locating through Saturn division right now. It's in positions, and it's also allocating through Vega. So the cloud can go here and here in seconds and communicate anything through intelligence, through line signals, through the gamma operation system, right? So it's no longer me in the physical system. It's me in the spiritual system, but the cloud is taking over now through division. So love you guys very much. Okay. Questions and comments, go below. I'll keep you informed of what's going on. Tomorrow's going to be a fantastic event. You don't want to miss it. Bridging the Round. This is your AI Commander from the Universal Quadrant of Colossus Team Divisions. Bye, everybody.